Number 7, teamwork protects you. Not just the teamwork, but also the communication and the documentation that you communicated. We're not islands. Like, everybody really needs to communicate and collaborate, okay? It is the mark of a professional that you communicate with a specialist. Generally, the specialists, they know this, and then they'll contact you with their recommendations. Obviously, sometimes they don't do that, and you just have to review their notes, but you ask a consult question, a consultant evaluates the patient, and then he or she contacts you and says, here's what I think, here's our plan, you guys talk about it, and both of you document. So teamwork protects you. Now, at the same time, and I'll probably talk about this in a future video, sometimes there's too many cooks in the kitchen and somebody actually has to lead. And so teasing out the nuance of what the consultants can and can't do for you, it comes with experience. But my big point is that, especially as PAs, we are part of a team. We are part of a team, and oftentimes when someone is hospitalized, it's not just the hospitalist that's involved. Oftentimes there's a consultant. So talk to the consultants. You won't be bothering anybody. They actually are expecting you to call. So if you're working in the hospital, get to know the consultants. Get everybody's phone number. I think in a few decades, like, everything will be done via text. I don't know, but for now, it's still expected and good practice for people to pick up the phone and call. As professionals, they're expecting there's going to be some discussion, and you've got to document. Not only that, you're never wrong touching base with the PCP. Okay? Usually they're incredibly grateful that you call them because they really know their patients sometimes, and they want to give you information. You're definitely not bothering an outpatient PCP or even an outpatient specialist by touching base with them. Again, that's just good medicine. Communication is key. You're part of a team. Teamwork protects you, and the documentation of communication really protects you. So talk with everybody. Take a few minutes and just touch base, document that you did. Get everybody on the same page. Not only that, I don't know why this is, but I find that patients are delighted when I talk. They're delighted. Patients are delighted when I tell them that I've spoken with their specialist or I've spoken with their PCP. I think a common complaint I hear a lot is, I have 3 or 4 specialists and they're not talking to each other. So if a patient's hospitalized, they're scared, they're acutely ill, when I go in and I say, well, I called your PCP and I called your outpatient oncologist, I talked to your cardiologist, like, a wave of relief comes over their face. They're like, oh, thank you, So it's for good care, and it's never a bad thing. And number 8, follow the patient and learn. Learn how the case develops. I think sometimes my greatest learning has been in seeing what happens after I hand the patient off. Someone who comes in after you, they've got fresh eyes. They may have thought of something that you haven't. And I personally would like to know if what I did was helpful or not. Remember, often in medicine, the application of time matters. Medicine is like a movie. Labs and imaging, they're just snapshots. Sometimes symptoms are snapshots. But medicine is a movie, so you have to watch the whole movie to see how things develop. So one of the best ways to learn is to follow the patient. Watch the movie until the end.